It's my lucky day, and Elvis Trujillo have a furlong to run, and Orb comes up to him. It's my lucky day, and Orb has run by, and Orb and John Velasquez have won the Bessie Lou Stables Florida Derby. Orb did it going away from It's My...
And that was the replay of the Florida Derby that Orb ends up taking, and then he ends up winning the Kentucky Derby later on.
Yeah, he was the last horse to win the Florida Derby, then win the Kentucky Derby. 2013, finished ahead of eventual Grade 1 winner It's My Lucky Day.
Yeah, It's My Lucky Day needed a couple more races before he hit full stride, but whatever happened to that other one? That
Shanghai
was
Bobby, undefeated 2-year-old champion, came back, just was never the same. Lost 2 in a row there. I believe he lost in the Holy Bull too.
He retired with Rosie. That's what happened.
Yeah. The 5th at Gulfstream today is the Skip-Away Stakes, mile and an eighth, Grade 3 on the dirt. And we both went with the logical choice with Valid on top, number 5.
Yeah, Valid's coming out of the Gulfstream Handicap Grade 2. He took a really bad trip, came in 4th, and then stewards gave him 3rd place. Honestly, had a chance to win if he didn't have that trip, and then also came 2nd in the Don. I read here that they win a trophy if they win today's race, and I think they just won a trophy.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're just in this to win it today. Just get them a win before the end of this Gulfstream Park meet. Definitely better than a Grade 3 caliber horse, but we'll see. I mean, there are some other good horses in here, but
yeah, like Team Colors is okay. I mean, we'll see how he likes a dirt track, dry, because he ran in the mud last time for his first time. And then there's like the 6 and the 4, but I mean, it's really Valid's race.
Yeah, if Valid even runs a B race today, he should be in the winner's circle.
So we're going to go on to race 7. It's Gulfstream Park Oaks. It's Grade 2, mile and a 16th on the dirt. It is the alternate finish line, so it's a shorter stretch here. And we're both going with the number 7 off the tracks.
Yeah, first off, the trainer change for Pletcher, coming off an impressive 3-year-old debut. Hard not to like her. You can argue maybe she's not going to get the distance with her pedigree. She does have Curlin on top. Bottom half is a little more towards the sprinter side, but she hasn't been beat. She's been running great. It's hard not to like her here. There are a few other horses, though, that maybe could take a run at her if she can't get the distance.
Yeah, and one of those horses would be like Gomo. Gomo's a Grade 1 winner, but hasn't run as a 3-year-old yet, so we'll see how she does here as well.
Yeah, and I like the one a little bit, Paula Queen. I mean, fast horse, won last time out, but 2 back-to-back 90 speed figures. So she's got the speed. I think she'll be able to handle the distance. Her last 2 have been at 7 furlongs, so a little stretch out should help her. But if off the tracks fires today, I think she should be able to take it and be a serious contender for the Kentucky Oaks. The 8th race at Gulfstream is the Appleton Stakes. It's a mile on the turf, Grade 3, and I went with Diversio on top. I know you threw him out.
Yeah, it's such a wide open race. It was tough to do. I really like Long on Value, number 4 here, and it really could go anywhere. I mean, Force to Pass is $1 million horse. It's won plenty of money here, and even the 3 I like a little bit as well.
Yeah, this race is wide open. I'm going to take a stab with Diversio on top, just because 2nd off the long layoff. Didn't run too bad in his last race. I know Long on Value finished in front of him, but first off, a very long layoff. Second,
ran on him too.
Second race back, he should be in a little better shape. I hope he can get it done today. I think he'll be decent odds. I think it's going to be a very wide open race, though. Good betting race. I don't think anybody's going to be lower than 5-2.
Yeah, and I noticed on the 5 real quick is that came 4th by 2 lengths to reload and Take the Stand. And as we know, last week, Take the Stand had a really nice race. And coming 2nd in a Grade 1, I mean, it's hard. If I can get 10-1, I'm definitely going to take a little stab at her.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about the 3. I can't pronounce his name. The European horse making his 2nd start in the U.S. ran good in his first start at a mile on the turf. It was at Tampa, so little weaker of field, obviously, but it was a higher allowance race for Tampa. 28,000 and Tampa's pretty good. So making his second start in the U.S., he's going to go off probably over 20-1. But I definitely expect him to run better than those odds.
And we're going to move on to the 10th race here. That is the Sir Shackleton. It's a 7 furlong race, and it's just a $100,000 purse. Say it like it's just $100,000. But on top, I got Anchor Down, number 6.
Yeah, this is another race that was completely wide open, I thought. I went another route, and I went with Squadron A, who fell in the race a couple weeks ago. I think it was, 2 weeks ago? Or was it 1 week?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. He fell going around the turn a little after the half, but he was sitting good in that race. He's just been running well. I think he's been training. He obviously had a good work right after that. That's why they threw him in here.
Sure,
yeah. I still think he's dangerous. I think he would have contended in that race if he didn't fall.
You can't. It's hard to say it, but he definitely would have won that race. He was flying on the rail, and it just clipped heels, and then the jockey fell off. The horse still ran third without the jockey, went wide, and still, I mean, technically doesn't finish that way, but had plenty of horse left. It's just the move up in class, and the short layoff is wide, and but they're there. But I definitely see where you're coming from with there. We both do agree about Griff, though, coming in late.
Yeah, the big closer. Closed well on XY Jet, who just missed in Dubai. So he actually got hurt during the race.
Oh,
maybe. Yeah, he chipped a bone in his ankle or something. So he's out for a little bit. But, I mean, definitely taking a drop down in class after running against XY Jet. If this horse gets any pace, I think he's going to close. And he should be a decent price. He's morning line 15-1. Probably going to go off probably 8-1. 7-8-1.
I'll take it either way.
No. Race 11 at Gulfstream is the Orchid Stakes. It's a 1 3/8 on the turf. And I went with the European on top, Suffused.
Yeah, and I mean, Mott's 24% winning percentage when he brings over a horse from Europe to the U.S. for the first time. So I definitely see it there. First time Lasix, gets all the bells and whistles when he comes over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's Judd Mott Farms, the big turf operation in Europe. I think this horse I think he brought this horse over here to win some stakes races. Obviously, hoping this is going to be the first one, but I don't expect this horse to be running in grade 3s for very long.
No, and it's the perfect distance too. It just, does he need a race? And that's the only question that I have. Hard not to like Photo Call. Has been in multiple grade 1 races. I can see some people want an easy play away because Pletcher Castellano is going to be a lot of money. I'm going to take it on this one. He does win a lot of races, and I'll say he gets it here. But other than that, anyone really can win this race. It's a 1 3/8 on the turf. Anyone's race.
Yeah, and I also like the 6 a little bit. Maximova. All horses always shows up, and doesn't always run a winning race, but very rarely finishes more than 3 lengths behind the winner. Yeah. So maybe at a price you can hit the board for me.
Yeah, who knows with Jersey Joe. And we're going to move on to the 12th, which is the Honey Fox Grade 2. It's a mile on the turf for those fillies and mares. And on top, a little different here, Tammy the Torpedo. I had her last time she ran, and she did really well. She got on the lead. I don't know how much pace is going to be in this race. There's a lot of horses that seem like they want it. Someone's going to have to give it up. I don't see Tammy doing that right now.
Yeah, I went completely away from Tammy the Torpedo. Ran a great race last time, but I thought it was just such a big jump up. I don't know if she's gonna be able to duplicate the effort, but if she does, I won't be surprised if she wins this one. I went with Lady Laura, off the pace horse. Ran against Tepin last time out. Tepin's just been unbelievable as of last year. Cutting back a little bit in distance here to a mile, but I mean, if she gets a decent pace, I think she'll definitely have horse. She's definitely gonna have horse left to close into, which is why I took her on top.
Yeah, and got no issues with Lady Laura. I put her at second. I just didn't want too much chalk there, but talk about chalk. I'm going away from Sandiva. I have her in the top 4, but I won't be surprised if she missed the board. She's what, 0 for 8?
0 for 8 at the 0 for 8 at a mile. Definitely looks like she wants a longer distance. I threw her out also. I have her fourth. Or they couldn't say she wasn't going to get fourth, but I won't play her at 9, especially at 9-5 as the favorite. I don't see her at a mile. I do like Mississippi Delta as a long shot here. Here, she's been running well. Well, she fell last year, the end of last year. Here, got hurt a little bit, but she came back. Nice win. At 15-1 morning line, I'll probably take a stab at her.
You'll definitely get those odds.
The 13th race at Gulfstream is the Pan American Grade 2 Stakes. It's a 1.5 miles on the turf. And I went with the rail horse, an old friend, K-Gun. Just hoping he can maybe get it done this time, saving some ground on the rail. Horse just doesn't seem like he likes to win. Seconds, thirds, all over the board. But maybe saving ground at 1.5 miles, he'll have a shot.
You know, I'm a little upset because I was looking at his PPs and I saw that Wise Dan is no longer on his. I did come second to Wise Dan now a few years back, and but I went with Hello Don Julio, 30-1 morning line, out of Fleet Alex. Michael Dilger, who is an assistant for Pletcher, he is on fire. 37% going from a maiden to its next race. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I just don't like some of these horses. K-Gun has an excuse. Always comes in second. Mott's got a couple nice horses in here, or Brown. Sorry, Brown's got a couple nice horses in here, and I'm just gonna go with the big long shot here. Screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would not be surprised if a long shot came in. Another horse I kind of like though is the Brown horse, Wake Forest. Second U.S. start. Ran in the Arlington Million last year, so making his first start this year. First time out for Brown. European with big expectations. But again, though, another horse doesn't seem like he always likes to win. So we'll see. See what happens.
Brown first time with trainer though is just unreal, especially on the turf. Like it's hard not to play.
Yeah.
If it's 5-2, I'm gonna have to walk away. But if I can get better odds than 5-2, definitely be going on my card.
Yes.
And the big one. This is the Florida Derby, the $1 million Grade 1. It's 1.125 miles, and Derby points 100, 40, 20, and 10. I'm going with Mohaymen, but I know you like your boy out in California.
Yeah, I went with Nyquist. I mean, first the champion versus the runner-up for 2-year-old. He doesn't get much better than this. Both undefeated. I went with Nyquist because of the post draw. Honestly, the 9 for Mohaymen, I think he can overcome it. Will not be shocked if he does. But with the 4, Nyquist getting the 4, he's gonna save that ground. And honestly, he's probably gonna go to the lead after starting this year running in sprints. But I'm hoping he rates like he did in the Juvenile. I liked him in the Juvenile. I got him at about 5-1 in the Juvenile. Worked out for me. He rated. He made a big move going around the turn, and he held off Swipe, who's coming back apparently at Keeneland this year. But a distance is a question for Nyquist. The post position is a question for Mohaymen.
Now, Mohaymen, again, $2.2 million at the sales. He's up to $800,000, so we're almost there. Just looking at this, I looked at third off the layoff for Kieran McLaughlin, which means that he's finally got Mohaymen where he wants him. He's 30% winning percentage. So I know some people have been saying, well, Mohaymen's running the same race all the time. I think Kieran's got him in the perfect spot, and he's going to need it against a quality horse like Nyquist. I went away with Nyquist only because of the distance. I saw in the Juvenile that he was starting to get caught by a few horses. He's going to have to go an extra 16th now. I kind of like take it to the edge if Nyquist doesn't go to the lead, to have the uncontested lead then. And who knows? Dale Roman's a good trainer. We'll see.
I mean, I'll be shocked if Nyquist and Mohaymen don't finish 1-2, hoping for that stretch duel. But I mean, there like you said, there's a couple very big long shots that you're going to get the value on who are going to be underneath them. But hopefully a Kentucky Derby preview. We're moving on to Turfway now. Race 8 at Turfway is the Rushaway Stakes. It's 1.125 miles on the main track at Turfway, which is a synthetic surface. We both like Gimlet on top, the number 1 horse. Just been running solid. Both really saw the same thing on him. Good speed figures.
Pletcher. And they also, thought about him as a Triple Crown horse, which is why they, put him on that list. But seems like he may be more of a turf or more a synthetic. We'll see how he takes to the synthetic surface.
Yeah, and as a long shot, I kind of like the number 8 Virtual Machine. Another one nominated for the Triple Crown Trail. Obviously hasn't worked out. He's been close in every start on dirt this year. Running the distance. Yeah, he's still a maiden, but he's been very close. Lost his last race by a half. Race 2 back by a half. He's right there. Maybe at a price he'll hit the board.
Nice. So we got now the 9th race. It's the Bourbon Oaks Grade 3 mile for the fillies, 3-year-olds. And on top I got Lookout Sister, who ran, well, I guess you can say she ran in it, but in a Grade 1 in the slop. I'm just going to say she didn't like sloppy track. But other than that, 2 wins out of her and some sprinting. We'll see if she likes the distance. I think she will. I just didn't think she liked the mud. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely could see it that way too. She didn't like the mud. I threw her out honestly between the distance and then just not running well against some of these horses, the higher class horses. I threw her out, especially at 6-1. Maybe if I get a little more on her, I'll throw her in. I went with the 5 morning line 5-1. She's going back to the mile, or a distance of a mile, which seems like she does her best running. She's run 4 races at a mile. She's won 1 second twice, and then came in 3rd once. So she's never missed the board on a mile. I think this is her distance. I don't know if she's good enough to win, but I think she's definitely gonna. I think she's gonna contend at least.
Yeah, and what does this say? It's a 13-horse field, and I'm barring any scratches, or 12-horse, but it's wide open. I mean, we're all over the board. If you look at our top selections, it's going to pay regardless what it comes out. There's really no chalk. I think the morning line favorite's 5-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
Mark missed, but we'll see how that goes. It's probably going to be more around 7-2, 4-1.
Probably, yeah, I agree. Great betting race if you hit it. Good luck. On to the 10th race at Turfway, which is the Spiral Stakes Grade 3 Kentucky Derby Prep. 50 points for the winner, 20, 10, 5. And again, we're all over the board on this one. Don't really agree on it. I went with the 12 Azar on top. Big fan of Azar. Just if he takes to the surface, I think he has a shot here.
They scratched out of his Tampa Bay Derby because he had a far post position. I feel like now they're just like, I need him in a race. So I kind of went away from him. I kind of went with Jensen. I think Jensen's last race on the lead, they finally got him where he wants him. And Larry Jones, he's got some pretty nice numbers when he ships his horse out. So I'm going to go with that one instead. I didn't like Rallis. I never liked him in his last race in the Rebel. Some like Aero Force.
Aero Force is a tricky. He's a tricky one.
I think he needs to be on turf.
I don't know what they're doing with Aero Force. Mark Casse originally said after the debacle in the Risen Star that he was off the Kentucky Derby Trail. Now he's coming back here for trying to get some points. I don't know. I don't know if he even runs in the Derby if he wins. But I mean, out of Colonel John, I guess you got to take the shot on the synthetic surface of Turfway.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what to expect, and especially at 3-1. If he drifts up, which he probably won't, he's probably going to go off the favorite. I don't know. I mean, I put him in my top selections, but I don't know if I can use him after that Risen Star effort.
I just want to talk about Oscar nominated a little bit. Robbie Alvarado and Michael Maker. Robbie Alvarado won this race with, I believe, Animal Kingdom, and then he got hurt, and Johnny took the ride. And
Robbie Alvarado wins big races.
Oh, he does. And I love the breeding in this horse. He's been running on turf. He's sounding a lot like Animal Kingdom here. And third off the layoff for Michael Maker's 27%. Watch out for this horse. All right, we want to thank you guys for watching again of Weekend with Dynasty.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we've had some technical issues in the past couple weeks. We're getting it down, though. We'll get it down by the time Saratoga opens. Yeah. So, bear with us. As always, follow us on Twitter
and our
Picks by Dynasty
and our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.